Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rambling Runoff. I am your host, Robert Rios, here to give you the sports news I think you should hear because it's pretty good. And to join me today on my show, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Danny Tan. Danny, say what's up to the people.
What up, y'all? We got a big one for you today.
No, of course. I think this one's going to be a great show considering we got NBA play-in tournament this week, then the playoffs the next week, and then the second part of the show we're gonna be going into the MLS Matchday 9 recap. Haven't talked about that in a bit, and then of course in the warm-up we're gonna be going over the MLB standings, seeing where all the teams are after almost a month or so of play. A few surprises in there. We'll see who's on top and who's not. And then of course in the rundown we got a bunch of stuff to talk about, a lot as always, so make sure you stick around for that towards the end. But yeah, Danny, how have you been before we get into it? And I think we lost Danny already. Woo! Alright, I would say what I've been up to. This past weekend, I helped celebrate my girlfriend's birthday. Happy birthday to you. We went to Top Golf, and of course, hello? Danny, are you there?
I'm back. Yep. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But I'm back.
As I was saying, I celebrated my girlfriend's birthday. We went to Top Golf, and of course, Danny, I was the only one actually trying, with somewhat proper form.
Dang. My guy.
But yeah, it was cool. I just kept shanking them to the right. There was a few towards the end. I was getting them hitting some line drives, but it was only because I wasn't doing no like practice swings or nothing. It was just whacking the shit out of them.
Yeah, that'll happen at Top Golf.
No, I'd be like that sometimes. But what you been up to, Danny? How has your week and a half been going?
It's been going alright. Just working. Was able to golf this past weekend. Watch a little bit of the Masters, but we'll get into that into the rundown. But yeah, haven't been up to too much, Rob. Did we talk about? I went to the Renaissance Fair. Did we talk about that?
Nah, I mean I know what you're talking about, but that was like not when we recorded.
Right. Okay. Well, I went to the Ren Fair a couple weeks ago, and that was cool.
Ooh, nice. I heard they have good drinks there.
They're alright. But yeah, chilling.
And then we got.
Yeah.
What you got?
I was gonna say we gotta talk about NCAA, and we gotta talk about our winner and loser.
All right, go ahead. Spit it out.
Okay, Rob's a big old loser. Hold this fat L, Rob. Fat L. So it came down to the wire. Robert needed Houston to take it off, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
If we did the math correctly.
Yeah, Houston needed to take it off for Robert to win in points. And I was sitting pretty because I predicted that Houston would not go through. So yeah, I was shitting. And so
No, yeah.
I win. And you got to drink whatever I buy at the bar.
No, yeah, that's fair. And then we will do a video and we'll see what will happen. It should be funny.
Yeah, it'll be one of those TikTok things where it's like first drink of the night, third drink of the night, and then they're all like sloshed by the end.
Oh, well, something like that. I mean, it's just one quick whatever. Just it could be your favorite drink, your least favorite drink. You could just have me drink the craziest thing you've ever had.
Quadruple shot of the lowest tier liquor. You got Kirkland back there? Let me get some Kirkland vodka. Quadruple shot.
Bro, you're trying to kill me.
No, you lost.
I know. I will take my L. I will take the loss professionally. But all I needed that guy to do was shoot the ball.
Dang.
Don't have it get blocked.
Don't blame Cooper Flag.
I am blaming that guy.
Dang.
I am blaming that guy. Instead, he let the ball drop to the ground and he couldn't pick it up. What the hell is wrong with you? You could have been blocked, pick it up, take a shot, game winner, and then I'm the winner. Instead, he made me look like a fool. A fool, I say.
Sucks to suck. Sucks to suck.
But it's all good. I mean, it was a good game still. Congratulations to Florida for becoming national champions. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, congrats to the Gators who stole it away from Duke. Heist of the century.
Hey, I mean, they made you look like fools too.
Yeah, I know.
You had
I didn't think they'd go
Alabama
through.
and Auburn in the final.
I did. But anyway, Rob.
I don't know who's the bigger fool here.
You lost.
I at least had Florida in the Final Four.
Okay, well, we both had two teams in the Final Four that were correct. That's crazy.
Hey, close enough.
Close enough.
But, Danny, are you ready to get this show on the road?
Yes, sir. Let's hop into it.
Alrighty, bet. So, our first topic, as I mentioned in the intro, is the NBA play-in tournament. As some of you may have seen on our last water break posts on the internet, the play-in tournament is starting as we record. In the East, we have Atlanta at Orlando.
Which is currently going on as of this recording.
Yes. So the winner gets the number 7 seed in a first round series against the Boston Celtics. The Magic won the season series against the Hawks 2-1, including a 119-112 home victory on April 8th. Additionally, in the Western Conference, we have the Memphis Grizzlies at the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are 0-3 in their play-in history, and Jimmy Butler is just the guy to probably help put them away or put them over the hump, while also antagonizing the Grizzlies. To note, the Warriors won the season series 3-1, including a 134-125 victory on April 1st, April Fool's Day, a game in which Steph Curry scored 52 points, 36 of them via three-pointers, and had 10 rebounds and 8 assists. The winner of this matchup earns the number 7 seed and a first-round matchup against the Houston Rockets. Additionally, in the schedule for Wednesday, April 16th, it's the Miami Heat versus the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls swept the series 3-0, and in the Bulls' 119-111 victory on April 9th, Josh, how do you pronounce it? Giddey? Is that how you say, Danny?
Yes, sir. Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey had 28 points, 16 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals. The winner of this game plays the loser of the Hawks Magic game for the number 8 seed in a first-round series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then lastly, in the West, it's the Mavericks versus at the Sacramento Kings on ESPN, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Mavs have never been in the play-in before. The Kings' big man, Jonas. How you say this, Danny? Jonas.
For the Kings, Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, come on. We don't want to talk about Valanciunas.
What
are you talking about? We got to talk about Sabonis.
Valanciunas?
I know, but we got to be talking about Sabonis. Sabonis, the Kings' real big guy.
Jonas, he's born and raised for the play-in tournament. He's molded by it.
Oh, is he? How many times have we been playing?
A few times.
A handful. He's been.
Anyways.
In with the Pelicans.
Yeah, the Pelicans have been in the play-in a bunch of times already.
Really? I thought it was just once.
Yes.
Anyway.
As I was saying, the Kings won all 3 games against the Dallas Mavericks this past season, including a 129-128 overtime victory on February 10th and a 122-98 victory on March 3rd. The winner of this game plays the losers of the Grizzlies-Warrior game for the number 8 seed in a first-round series against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Of course, there will be the Friday night matchups on April 18th, with one game being on ESPN and the other being on TNT. Opponents and times to be determined, obviously. Danny, do you want to go over the first rounds, or do you want to dissect these play-in tournament matchups very quickly?
We can quickly talk about the play-in, but I really want to jump into the first round matchups. For the play-in, currently as we are recording, the Magic are up 61-47 at the half. It looks like it's going to be a handed Magic win, but let's see if Trae Young and the boys can get a little magic themselves. Oh, um, yeah. Later tonight, we're gonna be watching the Grizzlies face the Golden State Warriors. I think that's gonna be a pretty good matchup. A little bit of a not a rivalry, but a little bit of animosity between the Warriors and the Grizzlies ever since that first series meetup where the Warriors took out the Grizzlies. So yeah, it should be fun. Steph Curry is probably gonna drop I feel like he's gonna go for 30 for sure. And we'll see if we can catch a glimpse of playoff Jimmy and his return form in a different colored uniform. And yeah,
I mean, you make a good point.
Yep. But in the 9-10s, I feel the West is a little more substantial in that the Kings, the new look Kings, are looking to take out the Mavericks, who are lucky to be in the 10th spot, to be honest. But we'll see if they're able to take it over and then beat. I like the Warriors tonight, so I think it'll be likely be Memphis and I like the Kings in that matchup, Memphis versus the Kings. In the West, and in the East, the Bulls and the Heat, two teams who kind of in tough spots. The Heat, surprisingly, falling to 10, even though they still had Andrew Wiggins after the trade. They've still got Tyler Hero, who's been balling out. Bam Adebayo, of course. The Bulls, who were trying to go into the sweepstakes for draft picks this season. I think they got a good chance over the Heat. Like you said before, Josh Giddey's been on a heater. And the Bulls have just been on a little bit of a hot streak. Well, we'll see. I think the Hawks, have the possibility to pull through. If not, I think they can handily defeat either the Bulls and the Heat and take that 8th seed. But any of these teams are kind of doomed, I think, except for the 7th seed in the West, going up against the Houston Rockets. For you to get out of this play-in and then face either on the East, the Celtics or the Cavaliers, that's a tough first-round matchup. Both teams are favored to beat either one of the teams that make it out of the Eastern Conference. So you're likely going to be fighting for your life to not be swept in that first round. So, I guess you're just fighting to make it into the playoffs so that you can get some more experience. But in the West, the 8th seed is going to be tough against OKC. I think if the Warriors win tonight, I think that's a better matchup against the Rockets. Even though the Rockets are longer, they do have a couple of true big men, which the Warriors lack. The offensive power of the Warriors, I think, will be able to match up well against a bit of the athleticism, the youth on the Rockets. I think a little better than the Grizzlies because the Grizzlies feel a little bit more inexperienced. And who knows what that new coach on the Grizzlies, who have only played a handful of games, whatnot. So we'll see. But whatever team ends up at 8th, you're kind of just getting steamrolled by the Thunder. I don't see anything more than a gentleman's sweep.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Rob, let's start jumping into the first round matchups. Is there a matchup that you see that catches your eyes you want to dive deep into to start?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised that the Lakers made it up to as high as the 3rd seed. So I'm not saying because they're the Lakers, it's just that they haven't been playing that well for so long, and even them making it into the play-in tournament the past couple of years was like a sigh of relief.
Right.
And considering they got as high as 2nd place, which was pretty good at the time, considering everyone was chasing the Thunder.
Yeah.
So I'd be really surprised to see how. Well, I don't know. How do I word this? I want to be surprised because I don't know how they're gonna come out. Like, of course, they added a lot of star talent to this team, but can they all coexist in crunch time?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Luka does with LeBron in crunch time. Like when the timer ticks down, shot clock is going down. Do you default to LeBron again, or do we just hand it off to Luka? The Lakers. I mean, interesting if you look at the records. The Lakers barely snagged that third seed.
Now they were
Ending
fighting
up
for
with
it.
ended up with the tying record with the Nuggets and the Clippers, but due to tiebreakers and whatnot, Lakers hold on to that third seed. That's probably the most interesting first round matchup that I want to see. The Lakers versus the Timberwolves. I can see it going to 6 or even 7 games with Anthony Edwards going off, taking over a couple of games. I think it's going to be really tough to beat a LeBron Luka team. Jackson Hayes is going to have his work cut out for him. Fighting underneath the rim with Rudy Gobert, even Nas Reed. I think a lot of people are making comparisons with the current Lakers and the last year's Dallas Mavericks because we've got Luka, we've got Dorian Finney-Smith, we got like 4 players from that last year Dallas team. And a big part of that was that Luka had so many players who were a lob threat. But on this Lakers team,
that's true.
it's really just Jackson Hayes. But excuse me. But on the flip side, we've got a bit more of a diversification of the offense, where as before you default to Kyrie. Now you've got an Austin Reeves as an option. You got Rui as a cutter, LeBron as a passer. So there's a bit more complexity to the offense. Let's see how JJ run things in his first run into the playoffs as a head coach.
You make a good point there as well. Damn, Danny's spitting facts today. He came prepared, I think.
I mean, this is my shit. It's playoff time. I'm locked in.
Saying LeBron James as a passer is low-key insane too, but they had to make that switch.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to work.
He's old man ball now.
Luka on the court as well, yeah.
LeBron has always said he's a pass-first guy. Come on, stop lying. But
that's cap.
Yeah. But with Luka here, I think he does look for the pass more. He does ask for the ball more often than not.
He's like a more reliable source.
Right. But with Luka there, he just takes a load off of the offense. So LeBron's not forced to get the ball in his hand. He could look for a pass. And if he's not available to catch it back when the offense stagnates, there's still Luka to default. Any one of them can cut, fly out to the outside to reset. So should be interesting. I think it is the most decent matchup. But talking about another matchup in the West, the Nuggets and the Clippers, I think will be another entertaining and more of a classic playoff matchup. Probably the most classic matchup that we'll see in any of the matchups in the first round. We've got Jokic versus basically James Harden and Kawhi. But we've got 2 big men in the center with Jokic and Zubac. So we got a big man matchup downstairs. We've got Jamal Murray versus James Harden. And we've got Aaron Gordon versus Kawhi Leonard, basically. So stars versus stars. I'm not saying those guys are equivalent, but position-wise, and I think just running the sets, those are the people who will be guarding each other. I think that on the Denver Nuggets side, their bench is a little less deep than the Clippers, so they're going to struggle a little bit to sub guys in and out. I think Westbrook is going to do well, either starting or not. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder going back to the Clippers. We'll see how it matches up. Jokic is going to be Jokic. You've got the best player, I think, in the game still. Shea will likely win MVP just because OKC are the 1 seed. But Jokic averaged triple-double this season. So there's an argument to be made there. But it's going to be a very interesting matchup there. And whatever team comes out, it's going to be a battle. Either team can give OKC a run for their money. But I think I like the Nuggets coming out of that matchup. For the Lakers Timberwolves, who do you like coming out of there, Rob?
Dang it. I don't know. I don't want to get hurt. That's why. I want to say the Lakers, but I'm scared.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say the
I've
Lakers.
been hurt too many times.
I'm going to say the Lakers because
the Lakers.
I don't know if a playoff Julius Randle is ready to make his emergence. He never has, and Rudy Gobert has been stepping up in a little bit of an more offensive role.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's you know what I mean. It's Rudy Gobert. Like all he does is put it back, and even then he misses it sometimes.
Bruh.
So yeah. And then the other two matchups, like we said before, OKC is just gonna roll whoever falls into the 8th seed. If the Warriors make it through, I think the Warriors will give the Rockets a run for their money. You know, the experience that Steph Curry, Draymond bring, as well as even like guys like Kevon Looney. I think that will really make a difference against that younger Rockets team. Even though they've got like Jalen Green, Tari Eason, and the rest of those guys, Jabbar Smith Jr., Şengün. I think the Warriors, even with the lack of a big man, I don't know if Şengün makes up for the offensive firepower that a combined Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry are probably going to drop on them. So we'll see. That'll be an interesting matchup. We'll see if Draymond Green or Dylan Brooks get suspended or get into a fist fight. That'd be really fun. But that kind of covers the West. You want to move on to the East, Rob?
Yeah, in the East, we got the New York Knicks versus the Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
And then we have the Indiana Pacers versus the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, the Knicks and Pistons. I mean, that's going to be Knicks all day. Jalen Brunson should have a field day. I think they just got to contain Cade Cunningham. Because really, could you name another guy on the Pistons right now, Rob? If I ask you off the top of your head.
No.
Okay, that's all good. Yeah, but exactly right. Cade Cunningham been the best player on the Pistons. We got guys like Malik Beasley. Dang, what else we got on there? Yeah, well, whatever. The Knicks are gonna roll them. Let's see how Cat does. And the rest of the Knicks, they just gotta stay healthy. I see a gentleman sweep there, if not a true sweep. For the Pacers and Bucks, I think it just got announced today that Dame will not be playing in the complete first round, I believe. Let me confirm that, but I like the Pacers there without Dame on the floor. Unfortunately. Yeah, it says, where's Dame?
Didn't he suffer a very significant injury?
Yeah, he was out with a blood clot in his shoulder. In his calf. Shit. Excuse me, not shoulder. His calf.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Dang.
You think Antetokounmpo is gonna take control?
I mean, I think he will, but I don't know if he can do that for a sustained 4 games.
For a full series,
right? Exactly.
Or more than 4 games, like the whole time, basically.
Right. Yeah, because I'm assuming that they'll drop 1 game against the Pacers. 1 out of 4 at least.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so
the Pacers are pretty good. I mean, they're a 4 seed. I mean,
4 seed. Tyrese Halliburton has been coming back. I really like Ben Mathurin this season.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's get hot at the right moment type of days.
And without Dame, I mean, Giannis is still Giannis, but I think if the Pacers
you gotta take advantage of that.
Yeah, with their kind of revamped, a little bit more defensively minded play, I think they got a shot. So I could see that series going to 6, if not 7, stretching out, waiting for a Dame return. Yeah, that would be a pretty fun one to watch. A bit of a more faster pace series. I'm predicting. And then lastly, we've got the Celtics versus, which right now looks like the Magic coming out. That's going to be a steamroll. Mm-hmm. It'd be really cool to see Banchero make a decent playoff run with Franz Wagner, but that has yet to be seen. And then at the top, we got the Cavaliers versus whoever comes into the 8th seed, and that'll likely be a steamroll as well. Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, those guys, they've just been playing insane offense. And then with the addition of DeAndre Hunter in the midseason trade right at the deadline, the Cavs just look real good. So, yeah, I see the Eastern Conference being, like everyone else has been seeing, the Cavs or the Celtics coming out. But yeah, Rob, that's kind of just the playoff picture right now, the first round. Exciting stuff to see.
I'm gonna, or what do you got? You got anything else? I was gonna go over the times and
yeah, if you go over the times and dates, I will just try to find the teams that are going into the lottery, the top 10 NBA draft lottery.
I almost
So
forgot about that.
go ahead.
Yes.
You take the times and dates.
Also, I do know a Pistons player, and his name's Rip Hamilton. Haha.
Shut up.
Yeah, so the 2025 NBA playoff schedule / play-in tournament is as reads at the moment as of this recording. The Magic are defeating the Hawks by a score of 61-47 at halftime. So yeah, it looks like 66-52. They are now in the third quarter. 66-52 in the third quarter as of this recording. And then, yes, later tonight, as of this recording, the Grizzlies will take on the Warriors at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on TNT. And then tomorrow, or today, whenever you're listening to this, on Wednesday, April 16, the Heat will go to Chicago to play at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time on ESPN. And then the Mavericks are traveling to Sacramento for a 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time game on ESPN as well. And then once again, the Friday, April 18th games, one game will be on ESPN and the other will be on TNT, respectively. Opponents and time to be determined, but most likely an early in the day game and a late night game. And then yeah, the regular playoff schedule will begin Saturday, April 19th, with the Pacers facing the Bucks at and I didn't fix it here. 10 p.m. No, excuse me. 7 p.m. Tip off on ESPN. And then we got the Nuggets and the Clippers also on ESPN. Knicks and Pistons on ESPN as well. And then the Lakers and the Timberwolves at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as well on ABC. And then Sunday on April 20th, the Cavaliers will play their to-be-determined opponents. We'll have the Celtics most likely against the Magic, as Danny said. Thunder against their to-be-determined opponent. And the Rockets against whoever wins between the Warriors and the Grizzlies. Time and channel to be determined. Additionally, before I get back to Danny, some key dates. Like I said, the playoffs will begin on the 19th. May 12th will be the NBA draft lottery. And then June 5th will be the start of the NBA finals. So, Danny, you got some draft lottery news?
Yes. Right now, the teams in the simulated draft lottery are Utah, Washington, Charlotte, New Orleans Pelicans, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, Toronto, San Antonio, the Suns, and their pick will go over to the Houston Rockets. We got Portland, Miami, Dallas, Chicago, and Sacramento, and their pick will go over to Atlanta, should they win whatever position that they win. And that's up and down in that order. So the top three teams have an overall 14% chance to get the first pick. That's Utah, Washington, and Charlotte. We'll see how that rolls. Last year, the Atlanta Hawks were able to snag with like a 2% chance. They were able to snag the number one pick. But we will see how these things shake out. Yeah, I don't think Cooper Flag will want to land in Utah. That kind of sucks.
No, who would want to?
Real.
But yeah, may the odds may ever be in your favor. And yeah, hopefully we get a couple good games out of these playing games and playoffs. I'm thinking out loud. We might do what we haven't done in a while, a podium show for the NBA Finals whenever that is lined up.
Yeah,
down the line.
Maybe we do it when conference finals come around.
Yeah, we could do that too. But that was our NBA play-in tournament preview. Danny, are you ready to get into our next topic?
Yes, sir. Let's hop into MLS.
Yes, the MLS is underway. We're about a month into the season now. Well, actually more than a month, I should say. We started back late February. We are now going into match day 8, 9, I believe, off the top of my head. I had it written down. I might have goofed it. It's fine. But just gonna go over some of the score lines from this past week and give you guys some a little opinions here and there. and then we'll see how we get to the end. We'll start off in Atlanta, where Atlanta United FC hosted the New England Revolution. This game ended in a 1-0 victory for the visiting Revolution. Carlos Hugh scored off of a penalty kick to give the Revs the 1-0 victory. Okay, I'm trying to find the schedule because I know I wrote it down. We are previewing match day 9. Okay, cool. This is match day 8 review. Put that down. And then Orlando City hosted New York Red Bulls. That game ended in a 0-0 draw. DC United hosted FC Cincinnati, where Gerardo Valenzuela scored in the 28th minute to give Cincinnati the 1-0 victory. Charlotte FC defeated CF Montreal. Pep Biel scored in the 16th minute, and that was all she wrote in that matchup. Another 1-0 victory between New York City and Philadelphia. Alonso Martinez scored in the 55th minute. The one lone game that had multiple goals, or I should say many goals, was between Vancouver and Austin FC. The Whitecaps defeated Austin 5-1. Brian White scored a hat-trick plus one more. His scoreline reads the 13th minute, the 38th minute, the 59th minute, and the 82nd minute of play is where he scored his 4 goals.
Leave some for everyone else. Sheesh.
I know, right? Vancouver also got another goal from Emmanuel Sabi, and it was in the 47th minute. And Austin's lone goal came in the 90th minute with the Danny Perea lone goal.
Danny's Unite.
Well, his is DANI.
DANI. Weird.
Yeah. But, yes, that lone goal ruined Vancouver's shutout attempt. Another 1-0 victory between Seattle and Dallas. Seattle being the victors in this game. Daniel Mozowski scored in the 17th minute. Nashville and Salt Lake had 3 goals scored in their matchup. Nashville were victorious 2-1. RSL started the goal scoring party with Dominic Marsuk in the 12th minute. Nashville then got their 2 goals from a Daniel Lovitz 30th minute goal, and then in the 90 plus 1 minute of stoppage time, Nashville was able to get the game-winning goal off a penalty. Out in Colorado, they defeated San Diego FC 3-2. The Rapids' very own Jordy Mihailovic scored in the 37th minute with a penalty. Darren Yappy in the 53rd minute. And Rafael Navarro scored in the 60th minute for the Rapids. San Diego's 2 goals came from Luca De La Torre in the 49th minute and Thomas Angel in the 89th minute, very late in the game. Out in Los Angeles, LAFC hosted the San Jose Earthquakes. LAFC's Sergi Palencia scored in the 65th minute, and then Dennis Bouanga sealed the game with the 86th minute goal. San Jose ruined their shutout attempt with a Christian Espinoza 95th minute stoppage time goal. And then additionally, on this Saturday night slate, the Galaxy hosted the Houston Dynamo, where the game ended 1-1. Houston jumped out to an early lead with a Ezequiel Ponce 14th minute goal. Then in the 57th minute, the Galaxy's Diego Fagundes scored the game-tying goal, and the game ended like that, 1-1. And congratulations to Diego Fagundes for appearing in his 400th regular season appearance.
Shout out.
And also scoring, and also gaining his 150th goal contribution with goal or assist, which he got with scoring this game-tying goal. A free kick screamer, by the way. It was really, really good. I recommend you guys go look it up. And then on the Sunday slate of games, we had Sporting Kansas City hosting Portland Timbers FC. Portland were victorious 4-2. Portland's scoreline reads David Ayala scoring in the 10th minute, getting this game going. Then Kevin Kelsey scored twice in the 25th and 49th minute. And then Jansen Miller with a 54th minute own goal. For Kansas City, Shapi, let me see, I'm going to try this. Suli Manov scored in the 16th minute. And then Dejan Jovic scored a penalty in the 33rd minute of play. And that game ended 4-2 once again. And out in Chicago, the Fire were hosting the one and only Inter Miami with, that one guy, Lionel Messi. The game ended in a 0-0 draw, surprisingly. But it was a packed house. They had over 62,000 people in attendance at Soldier Field. What do you think about that, Danny?
Damn. All that for a 0-0 draw? It's crazy. That's the power of Messi, though, huh?
I know. Well, yeah, dude. Like, they wanted to see the GOAT.
Damn.
And, what's funny, I was watching on Instagram this, like, influencer person that I follow. And he was like, what was crazy, I was in Chicago, not for the game, but I went to, like, a bunch of sports stores. And there's literally no Chicago Fire gear anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess nobody cares.
Damn, that is crazy.
Or at least the team does a crappy job on, like, promoting the team.
Dang.
But also, they've had a lot of problems. They used to have their own soccer-specific stadium. It was out, like, in the suburbs, like, to my knowledge, a farm area.
Right.
Like, they used to, that stadium used to get packed, and then little by little, they started to suck. And then they stopped signing, like, big names. The last, like, big name they signed was Bastian Schweinsteiger, a World Cup champion from Germany. And then that was it. That was, like, their last gasp. That was probably, like, around 2015, 2016, maybe.
Yeah.
Then he retired. And then a little bit after that, fans just stopped showing up. And then for some reason, they decided to move to Soldier Field.
I guess that's a money.
The Cubs play?
Yeah, it's like a money consolidation.
Where the Bears play, excuse me. Where the Bears play, excuse me. Wrong animal.
Right. Wrong animal. Cubs, yeah, Bears.
You know what I mean. But yeah, where the Bears play, and yeah, it was a very odd move. Oh, and then that was right after they had also changed their logo that no one liked. So it was only there for a year, and then they changed it to something a little bit better. But it's just a very odd organization.
Sometimes it be like that.
But anyways, and it's 0-0, 62,000 people.
Damn.
In Chicago.
Jesus.
Apparently it was an exciting game. That was the one highlight I didn't get to see. So apparently it was a exciting back-to-back end-to-end affair, excuse me. Sometimes they could be exciting. It just depends on the style of play.
Right.
Moving on. I also had St. Louis versus the Columbus Crew. St. Louis went down to the Crew 2-1. Joao Klaus got the game going with an early 7th minute goal. But of course, the Crew came back, storming back to win 2-1 with a Steven Moreira 45th minute +2 stoppage goal. And Diego Rossi got the game winner in the second half with the 55th minute goal as well. And now that brings me to match day 9. Saturday, April 19th. All the games are on the 19th, by the way. So no games on Easter. I believe there is no Sunday night soccer matchup. But there are 2 Fox matchups. So this is going to be very interesting on how they organize this, because I don't know, it's kind of weird to promote a prime soccer game when it's not on the prime day. But the first game, I believe, Western time, my time, Pacific time, will be Austin FC versus the LA Galaxy at 10:45 a.m. PT. On Apple TV, MLS Season Pass, and also on Fox and Fox Deportes. So yeah, early game for everybody. We love it here. And then Danny, the big game that everyone's probably going to be watching, which I think might be the Sunday night soccer game or primetime game of the week, will be your Columbus Crew versus Inter Miami in the state of Ohio. I believe it's being played at I think it's called Huntington Park in Cleveland, where the Cleveland Browns play.
Mm-hmm.
So a big stadium. This game will be on Apple TV and MLS Season Pass. Kickoff at 1:30 Pacific time. And I know you are probably unaware. That was weird. But both teams are one of the last few unbeaten.
Oh, in the
so as this
the
very
field.
loud motorcycle passes by my house once again.
Right.
So the Crew are currently in first. Miami is in fourth, just due to points, I believe. Points and wins. Points and wins are the big differential, but both teams are unbeaten. So yeah, this is probably going to be similar to last season, where both teams were coming in hot towards the end. This is going to be another big matchup between the two, considering, like I said, they're both undefeated. It's like the new guard and the old guard coming to clash together. You got the big name Lionel Messi coming into the state of Ohio, coming into Columbus, coming into Cleveland.
You're going
And
down,
you got
Messi.
The first original MLS club ever in existence, because how did they showcase the teams? Alphabetical order. C, Columbus, the Crew.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, it's going to be, I guess, would you say, I don't want to say Columbus is a smaller market, but I'm pretty sure if you were to tell Messi, hey, go play in Columbus, he'd be like, hell nah.
Yeah, it's at least a middle market team, but it's very, very much on the smaller side.
No, yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this game on Saturday night. So it should be a good game to watch if you're able to. And it looks like I know I wrote it down. Another game to possibly see. We got the Portland Timbers facing off against LAFC on Apple TV, MLS Season Pass, and additionally FS1 and Fox Deportes. Kickoff is at 7:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Additionally, in the MLS soccer headlines, the MLS allegedly had a owners meeting this past week. Allegedly, I think it was the Sports Business Bureau or Journal, one of those two. They allegedly got tipped off that the owners were going to meet to discuss possibly voting on switching the schedule in preparation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
What?
They were going to switch the schedule because, well, obviously the World Cup is going to be playing during the MLS season, and because they had already kind of mentioned this before that they were going to maybe change the schedule. They were going to change it to the more European / FIFA calendar.
Right.
So for you, Danny, to explain to you and our listeners, our lovely listeners, most of the leagues around the world start like late August, early September, similar to the NFL schedule here in the U.S. So late August, early September, the season starts, and then the season ends in like late January, March, April, late April / May. So April or May is when the season starts to end. So the summer. So I guess a fall to spring calendar. So allegedly they had a meeting and they voted not to switch to that schedule. What does that mean for the future? I have no idea, but also allegedly it was said that they would be looking to still change the schedule a little bit and also redo or modify the playoff format once again for like the 20th time. So we'll have to wait and see. If they do adjust the schedule, it would be for the 2027 season. And yeah, they will probably change the playoff format again. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm for changing it just so we can see how the transfers and the trade system would work on the more regular FIFA European style calendar. The big problem a lot of fans and people have been talking about on the internet is that if they were to change the schedule, what would they do for like the northern and eastern teams where they get a lot of snow?
Right.
Obviously, soccer is a little bit different from the NFL, considering that you kind of need a level playing surface to kick the ball, not like in the NFL where you could just run and carry, the ball.
Right.
So either I think what they would have to do is do what they do like in Germany or like in England. You just don't play games. Like they take like a legit winter break, like a 2 or 3 week break.
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, they do it. I mean, they have to do it like in Germany, for example. Like it just starts snowing. Like what?
Right.
Like what are you gonna do?
Yeah, literally.
So a lot of people were just concerned about the cold weather and the snow.
You can do like the NFL does. Pay the locals to shovel out the field and get your cold ass out there.
I mean, yeah, that's also true. They could do that. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't have the appeal as a football game that's snow,
That's true. And also the MLS, well, they have money, but I don't think they have that NFL money. I don't think they're going to fork over minimum wage labor to go do the snow job.
Right.
I don't think the teams could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what's the word that's going around. I would have been down, like I said, I would have been down for it. Gone would be the days of having a big name coming in the summer. But I think it would work in the league's favor. But I think it might not have just been a weather thing. I think maybe just a schedule issue. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these places probably already have like, how would you say, pre-existing negotiations. But I was watching some other, I think it was I can't remember. I was listening to a podcast post, and the guy, one of the hosts there, made a good point. He's like, it's not like you guys didn't know about this yesterday. You guys knew about this since 2018.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do if all this is all true, I would find it very odd that they waited until literally the year before the World Cup to change the schedule.
Yeah.
Which, that's
to
why
attempt to do something.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, like I kind of find this a little fishy. But like I said, we don't know. If only we could be a fly in that wall, to be a fly in that room, like to hear what was the reasoning on them not wanting to move forward with this. Because I think it'd be a really good move. I mean, yeah, it would suck for a lot of these other places where it gets super cold and snowy. But I think overall for the league, like it would work in their favor. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Some people, like I said, were against it. Like they said this would have been a terrible move. I'm not saying it would be either or, but I think it'd be interesting to see. It'd be good though. I don't know, Danny. What do you think as an outsider? What do you see from this?
I mean, it just makes sense. You don't want to fight for viewership. It kind of takes away too if some of these guys were gonna go play for the national team and whatnot, and they're like, hey, well, I'm not going to play for my national team, but I also have to play separately, so I can't go watch my national team play. Kind of sucks.
Well, that's the thing. Actually, I'm gonna stop you there, Danny. You crossed the line. So
Why?
the problem with the MLS schedule is that the MLS schedule doesn't stop during international breaks.
That's what I'm saying.
No, if they were to switch to the FIFA calendar, they wouldn't be playing in between those breaks anymore. Like, it would make more sense for the MLS players to get more call-ups if they weren't playing during the summer when there's international tournaments. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
So, like, whenever the Europeans or the other FIFA organized teams go on break, we're still playing.
Right.
During those break, when it's supposed to be a break.
Yeah.
During the international break. Or, like, in the summer for the World Cup, for example. That's why they were trying to see if they could change the schedule.
We're saying the same thing, Rob. I think we're saying the same thing.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm saying.
Shit.
I'm saying
okay,
it would
you're
suck.
saying so we can't watch. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying like I'm saying the players. The players can't watch their
okay,
teammates go. No. I'm saying like So not only can you not watch like your players, whatever, your like teammates and whatnot, you have to play a game like in that break. So you have to choose between, if you get the nod to play for your international team, you're like, oh wait, does this like stretch matter for our MLS team so that it like will push us over and eventually make us into playoffs, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they do already take a like pause during that time,
Right.
but it's like, why are we taking?
Oh,
It's
they do
kind of
take
like
a
if
pause.
the NBA, yeah. But the thing is though, they take multiple pauses. It's like if the
Right.
NBA had like 3 All-Star breaks in the middle of the season.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to what I'm saying, but does it make any sense that they do it?
I mean, what are the pauses too, though? If they're not synced up to
It,
the international schedule.
it's the international breaks.
Oh,
So
okay.
because
But they're already
FIFA
doing
has
it then. Then what does the
organized-
schedule change?
The schedule change would be they wouldn't have to do all those goofy breaks. I mean, they wouldn't have to play during those international breaks.
What are you
Like
even
our
saying?
season. Okay, look. So there's the World Cup, right?
Yes.
And there's other multiple summer international tournaments, right?
Right.
The MLS has their season going during the
During the
summers.
yes.
Although they do take the breaks, they have multiple of those breaks.
Oh, so it doesn't break for the whole summer. You're saying whereas the international, the other teams break for the whole summer to allow for the international.
Yes.
Break. Right. Okay.
Yes.
It's just smaller breaks.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Sorry,
okay.
that,
I
what you just
understand
said
now.
made much more sense. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So
Okay.
when
You're
everyone
saying
else
they do
is
take
done,
breaks, and I was like, okay, well then if they're already doing it, then what's the core about? But now it makes sense.
yeah, because everyone else is done in the summer. We're
Right.
still fucking playing.
Right, and that's probably just to sync up with like the summer where there's a lull in sports. MLS picks up, like
Yeah.
right alongside like MLB.
Yes, but I mean, like, I feel like we're going over time a little bit, but I just to end my thought here. I feel like people, like how you say, you did bring up a good point right now. People are worried that if they switch, they would have to go up against like the NFL and the NBA. But I mean, like they already are going.
Yeah,
against the
they do.
NFL
It
and
crosses
the
over
NBA.
anyway.
Yeah, it crosses over anyway.
Yeah,
So what are you guys worried about?
I mean, if you're really worried about it, then shift the whole schedule. Have the season start earlier. You know.
Exactly. Just go up against the NFL. What you got to lose?
Oh, I guess a lot, but we'll see. I mean, I think they can find a happy middle ground.
No, yeah, for sure. But we'll just have to wait and see what they end up deciding. But yeah, I'll get off my rants now and get this show on the road. How about that?
Right. We gotta get up to the pitcher's mound, talk a little bit.
Yep, we got some baseball news in the warm up. So we're just gonna go over the MLB standings very quickly. We're gonna see who are the top dogs in the division so far. So I wrote down like at least the top team or top 2 teams in each division. One of the divisions has 3, which we'll get to at the end, obviously. But yeah, just to let y'all know, the MLB season is going pretty good. We've already had some I don't know, how would you describe it, Danny? Some teams getting mollywopped, like a lot of high scoring games, which I have not seen in a while. But yeah, I mean, one of the high scoring teams, for example, are the New York Yankees at the top of the AL East with a record of 9-7. And then right behind them, I was really shocked. As I was writing this, I wrote down the wrong team name because I didn't expect them to be the number 2. And that's the Toronto Blue Jays with a record of 9-8 as of this recording.
Whoa.
And right behind them is the team that I wrote in initially, the Tampa Bay Rays, who have been doing pretty well, playing at their minor league stadium. Good job, guys.
Hey, man, a hurricane, man.
Hey, man, how about you fix your fucking stadium, man?
Hey, you know what? Infrastructure takes time.
I know it takes time. How are we not prepared for this? Why do you guys have a roof made out of paper? What the hell's wrong with you? Anyways, the AL Central. Another team I was not expecting to be at top of the table. We had the Detroit Tigers with a record of 10-6. In the AL West, and surprisingly, Danny, we have the Los Angeles Angels. The records of 9-6.
It's
and
crazy.
Right behind them, we have the Texas Rangers at 9-7, who, although they haven't been good ever since they won the title, they're starting to make a resurgence. So good times out there for the Rangers. Moving on into the NL East, I'll get back to the Angels in a bit. By the way, we have the New York Mets with a record of 11-5 at the time of this recording, and then right behind them we have the Philadelphia Phillies, who, after losing in the World Series not so long ago, I think they're starting to make a resurgence as well. In the NL Central, the one lone team they got, the Chicago Cubs, with a record of 11-8. So yeah, the Cubs doing really, really well right now. And then in the NL West, the Wild Wild West. Oh man, it's gonna be one of those seasons, huh, Danny?
I guess
we got
so.
The San Diego Padres in first of the NL West, and then right behind them, we got the good old pesky San Francisco Giants trailing them. And then, like I said, there was only one division with 3 top teams, and that third team is the Los Angeles Dodgers, who started out undefeated. The best start to a defending champ, to my knowledge, if I have that correctly here. So shout out to all the people getting that Panda Express discount.
Get the Panda. I mean, there's Panda. There's
Not a
Mickey
sponsor.
D's. There's Taco Bell. Gotta get all of it. Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Dang, I forgot about the McDonald's one too. Not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot about that one. Damn, it could have been getting. It could have been getting that fast food, bro.
Yeah.
I think the Angels also have a deal too, but they don't always win. But I guess now they do.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, those are the standings as of now. I guess to give some context to some of these teams, I know the Angels are in some hot water a little bit. I guess the city is starting to get involved, because I think the city kind of controls the land where the stadium is at.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's an audit that was not correctly posted. I don't know how to word it. So the team is in hot water somehow. Allegedly, the city cannot go into the stadium for dang it, I was literally reading this up earlier. They cannot go into the stadium for like a check-in, like to see what.
Oh, to see like a physical audit.
Yeah, like,
of like the stadium.
No, I mean like, yeah, like the stadium.
Right.
Like for like what's the word? I think I'm having a brain for it. What's the word when you need to go see that everything's not broken?
I don't know. Like assessment, I don't know, safety assessment.
Yeah, like an assessment. Yeah, like assessment of the stadium, because that stadium is pretty old.
That's still an audit.
And
it's
like,
just a physical audit.
Yeah, like I haven't. So for stadiums, it's for all the stadiums in no particular order. Well, between these two, it's Wrigley and Fenway. Then it's Dodger Stadium, and I think it might be Angel Stadium, low key.
Really?
I can't remember. Yeah, like Angel Stadium was like 60 years old, I think. Like it's pretty old. I think. Let me see. I gotta double check that.
I got you.
Okay, for sure. Because I was watching some other video. He was also talking. Some guy.
Yeah, it is.
Was also talking about it.
Angel Stadium is 4th.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, the guy. It was this YouTube channel. His name's Brody Brazil. I guess videos every once in a while. I'm not really sure what he does, but he does kind of like talking head videos. Okay, he pointed out that Fenway's gotten updates. Wrigley has gotten updates, obviously, because that's a really old stadium. Dodger Stadium just got updates that, went crazy on social media. And then you look at Angel Stadium, which is fairly old itself.
Yeah, and I really want to go to the new Dodger Stadium. I mean, the updates aren't crazy, but yeah, I want to indulge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Back in my day, you couldn't walk around Dodger Stadium.
Right, no.
Like, that was physically impossible.
Real.
Like, you could go in one way and come out one way. And those were your only 2 options.
Yeah, and it sucks. Like, parking on one side and then walking all the way around to the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks.
So, with Angel Stadium, it's like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
Like, when when the Disney company took over, they did all these enhancements, and then they sold it, and then that's it. That was like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So let's see what happens there. 'Cause I think the city's gonna start getting involved if the owners don't do something. So, but yeah, that was my little tidbit of baseball news for you. Let me see. I feel like I had something else off the top of my head. Dang it. That Angels thing really threw me for a loop. I don't know, Danny. I know you like the Dodgers. Oh wait, did you get that clip that I sent you for the Dodgers?
No.
It was a clip. It was a clip of Yasiel Puig.
Oh right. Yeah.
Hyunjin Ryu.
Yeah. And it said
the top comment.
It was I'm gonna tell my kids that this was Otani and the Oscar. That was funny. That was funny.
And then they played the clip where Yasiel Puig like straight up just smacked them in the back of the head.
Yeah, and they start like wrestling like in the bullpen.
Dude, and then Hyunjin Ryu fucking whacked them with the the top part of the bat.
Yeah, was it a bat? I thought it was like
It was a bat.
Oh really? Oh, it must have had the foam thing on it still.
No, yeah, he hit him.
It had so because I didn't think it was a bat.
It did not have the foam thing on it. I think it was the handle.
Oh right, okay.
And then Yasiel started tickling Hyunjin Ryu.
That's crazy.
Dude, this is some riveting baseball news.
Yeah, riveting news.
But yeah, I'm trying to see. I do know there was a trade being discussed for the Dodgers, but I don't know if that has gone through. I guess off the top of my head, for the Angels, also, all right, let's go back to the Angels. Let's see if Mike Trout can stay healthy. He's already hit a few home runs. What could have been if he wasn't injured, like, for the past couple of seasons.
Right.
And let's see if I'm curious to see how Otani does this season, considering he just did baseball history.
Yeah.
With 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases.
Yeah, we'll see.
He already has a handful of home runs. He's starting to warm up on his stolen bases, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, assuming he's going to start pitching this season, he's going to break a handful of records, I think.
Maybe. Well, I think he would have already started pitching if that was the case.
I mean, I think they're still going to wrap him up. I think he will throw at least one pitch this season before the postseason.
I have breaking news, kind of.
What is it?
New York Yankees slugger Aaron Judge has been named the captain of Team USA for the 2026 World Baseball Classic.
Whoa.
Team manager Mark DeRosa announced.
That's cool. Congrats. Shout out.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So, yeah, that's cool. All rise for Sir Aaron Judge.
Okay. Don't start glazing him. That's crazy. I just said shout out. Congrats. Bro. Why? The fuck?
We have to win because we lost last time.
Okay, dude. Okay, you know what? Team USA is not going to win all the time. Let's be real.
Well, I mean, they have a good team. Well, as long as all the good players go, they'll go deep, like last time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Dan, do you have anything else to add to our very in-depth baseball coverage?
No, sir.
All right, then I'm going to jump into our rundown, if you don't mind. Hop in whenever you want, Daniel, okay? But I'm going to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, first thing up, we have some NASCAR news. Kyle Larson wins the Food City 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway from Bristol, Tennessee. For the second straight day at Bristol Motor Speedway, Kyle Larson dominated a NASCAR race and dedicated the victory to friend and PR representative John Edwards, who passed away suddenly during the week leading up to the race weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. On Sunday, Larson won the race in overwhelming fashion, leading 411 out of 500 laps and sweeping both the stages. The victory was Larson's second of the season, his second straight at the .533 mile high banked short track, and the 31st of his career. And it came one day after the driver of the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet ran away with the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Thunder Valley. The next race will be Sunday. And I wrote it down wrong. Womp, 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 womp. Oh, well. Hold on, Daniel. Bear with me real quick. I wrote down the wrong thing.
Okay.
This is great. We went from riveting baseball. That's why I didn't write it down. Because there is no race this week. Duh. Okay, it's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter.
If you celebrate that. Happy Bunny Day. The next real race will be April 27th. It's the Jack Links 500. Coverage will be on the Fox Sports Network, so check out that. That's why I didn't write it down. Duh. Also, some more draft stuff. Next up, we have the WNBA draft. Really quick. Some of the results, the top 5. The Dallas Wings selected Paige Buchers out of UConn. She's a really good ball player. I'm excited to see what she can do. Obviously, she doesn't have the same pedigree as Caitlin Clark, but I'm excited to see this emergence of young talent, these young women playing in the WNBA. The Seattle Storm got the second pick, picking Dominique Molonga. Washington Mystics got Sonia Citron. Washington Mystics picked up Kiki Irafian. And Golden State Valkyries got Juste. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, this one's a hard one to pronounce. I know.
And the UFL, they had some news as well. Their championship game is set to be hosted in St. Louis. Championship game in St. Louis will be June 14th, their title game, and will be aired on ABC and ESPN+. And then, Danny, shame on you. You didn't tell me about golf's news.
What you mean?
We had the Masters this past weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did.
Rory McIlroy won his first Masters via a playoff to earn a career Grand Slam. The 35-year-old Northern Ireland overcame a shaky start and even more perilous finish in the final round of the 89th edition of the Masters at Augusta National Golf Club on Sunday to defeat Justin Rose in the first hole of a sudden death playoff to win a green jacket and become only the 6th golfer to complete the career Grand Slam. So congratulations to Rory McIlroy.
Shout out.
I'm surprised. I mean, I don't watch a lot of golf, but I'm surprised he's never won it.
Yeah.
At least got in the Grand Slam.
Yeah, he's had a great start to the year too. This really seems like his season. And he did get off to a bit of a shaky start, and then Saturday he had, I think, 5 threes in a row, or was it 6 threes in a row? Then followed that up on Sunday with a double bogey to start, and he battled his way back to winning that first hole playoff. So congratulations to Rory McIlroy. It's been a long time coming. He had a couple cute moments, like in his speech after, telling his daughter, believe in your dreams. As long as you keep working at them, anything is possible. It was really cute. Shout out McIlroy. This is, I believe, Ireland's first green jacket. So, shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Next up, we go from the nice, calm grass of golf to the loud, crazy world of professional wrestling. The WWE WrestleMania 41 is this weekend from Las Vegas. Night 1 main event will feature a triple threat match between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. To my knowledge, this will be CM Punk's, and this is crazy to say, the first time CM Punk in his WWE career, he will be technically in a WrestleMania main event, which is low-key insane.
Wow.
Night 2 will his biggest match at WrestleMania was when he wrestled The Undertaker, and everyone said that should have been the main event, but it was not the main event, unfortunately.
That is crazy.
Night 2 will feature their championship match between defending champion Cody Rhodes going up against John Cena. Cody Rhodes, who recently just won the championship, facing off against one of professional wrestling's respected legends, soon to be a Hall of Famer, hopefully, John Cena, who also turned into a bad guy and doesn't like little kids no more. He is looking to win his 17th world title, and he has said, if I win, I will take this world title home because I am the one and only real champ of this business, of this company. And you want to hear something funny, Danny? So they did a promo, and John Cena, Cody Rhodes tried burning John Cena because John Cena was like, I make millions of dollars for billionaires. And then Cody Rhodes was like, oh yeah, you said I'm the goofy guy? You got handpicked by a guy that we won't even talk about no more.
Damn.
And
that
John
is
Cena
crazy.
And then John Cena, of course, John Cena's a professional. He rebutted with, oh yeah, you're talking about my secret billionaire? You just know how to become billionaires' friends and spend their kids' money.
Dang. That's tough.
Hey, the Khans and the McMahons catching strays.
Damn.
For no reason.
Deserved. Oh, the fuck? No reason. No bit of reason.
A little bit. It was just funny. I didn't expect Cody Rhodes to take it that far, but
that's funny.
I like it when they do that. When they break the fourth
wall.
wall.
A little bit ribbon.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I gotta bring that up. I don't have to get us canceled or
no.
It's not down or whatever.
Come on. We're at the end of the show, Rob.
All right. Anyways, but yeah, you can watch all that on Peacock. I believe coverage begins at 4 p.m. It probably won't end until 11 p.m. So have your popcorn and soda ready. But hoping for a good show. Next up, and this is another one I forgot to write down. We have the NFL draft next week. The NFL draft will start Thursday, April 24th. First round will start at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Your coverage will be on ESPN and NFL Network. And then day 2 will feature rounds 2 through 3 on Friday, April 25th. At 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on ESPN and the NFL Network. And then the last day will be rounds 4 through 7 at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on ESPN and the NFL Network as well. And then lastly, I got some more soccer news for everybody. The CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinals have resulted. America and Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul advanced on 2-1 aggregate. Tigres defeated the LA Galaxy on a 3-2 aggregate score. Vancouver Whitecaps shocked Pumas, tying on aggregate but winning on away goals via 3-3. And LAFC and Inter Miami defeated LAFC 3-2 on aggregate as well. That was a crazy game too, by the way. I was able to watch a little bit of that. So the semifinals are set, where we have the Vancouver Whitecaps facing off against Inter Miami on Wednesday, April 23rd at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can watch on the Fox networks in English or on Univision TUDN in Spanish. And semifinal 2 features Tigres versus Cruz Azul on Thursday, April 24th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can watch on Fox networks in English or Univision and TUDN in Spanish. So once again, we will 100% have a Liga MX team face off an MLS team in the final, which I believe is in June. Sorry, I forgot to write that down. I forgot to write down a bunch of stuff in here, but it's okay. And then the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals are also underway, which we did have some games. PSG defeated Aston Villa to move on. And then also Barcelona held on against Dortmund, and they will be also moving on to the semifinals as well. As of this recording, we have Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Arsenal defeated Real Madrid in the first game 3-0, so they're winning on aggregate 3-0 at the moment. And then Inter Milan and Bayern Munich as well will be playing. I believe Inter Milan is leading Bayern Munich 2-1 on aggregate as well. Check your local. You can watch all these games on Paramount Plus in English.
Not a sponsor.
At 12 p.m. Yeah, not a sponsor. At 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you cannot watch it on Paramount, you can also look up your local Spanish broadcast on Univision or TUDN for a free game in Spanish. Oh, I do have it right here. Yeah, Inter Milan's winning 2-1 on aggregate. So yeah. And then lastly, to NWSL news, some score lines. Houston lost to Angel City 3-1. Washington beat Louisville 2-0. Orlando defeated Seattle 1-0. Kansas City defeated San Diego 2-0. Gotham defeated North Carolina 3-1. Bay FC lost 2-1 against Chicago. And yeah, that was it. But yeah, Danny, do you have anything else to add in our rundown?
I don't think so. Covered so much, even if I did.
Yeah, I think I said my two pieces. Probably forgot something. What happened?
I think I said my 2 pieces.
Oh, okay. Well, with that, I will start our outro. Thank you for listening to Rambling Runoff. If you're listening or watching on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening on Spotify for Creators, Amazon Music, or Apple Podcasts, please give us a follow, a comment, or whatever. And if you want to hear more from us on social media, hit us up on Twitter, aka X, at Rambling Runoff, and also on Instagram at Rambling Runoff. And also hit us up on TikTok. We post videos on there a lot more now. So yeah, go hit us up there. I've been your host, Robert Rios, from my co-host, Danny Tan. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.